All right, Derek's gonna hold the stick just punched out with the locked elbow. I'm gonna work on the Abanico drills. We're just gonna work on, I'm gonna explain the angles 1 and 2. So if he doesn't have the stick, on my angle 1, typically I'm aiming up in here and up in here. Sometimes it gets blocked by his stick blocking it, or I'm trying for his hand and try to defang the snake drill. Your typical angles 1 and 2 is angle 1, it hits and there's force and synergy and body mechanics behind it. But the more energy I have exposed to it, the more it's going to take longer to recover, and that's leaving myself open for attack, right? If I go here, this is a great powerful movement. If I did a disarm, and the game's over, that's awesome. But if I miss, oh, there's a body exposure. Or if I miss, there's a body exposure. So sometimes we'll shorten the angles. So when you either trade off power and exposure or less power and more protection. So this is a lot of power, but for that split second, it's a lot of exposure. That's an opening, but again, you got the opening. So if he times it right and he kind of knows when you're gonna miss, or even if I hit the stick and I bounce off, that may be his opportunity to come in. So if I keep everything tighter, especially in the early phases, I'm not as worried about the power. The nice part about the weapon systems as opposed to the martial arts that don't have the weapons, a lot of times to knock the guy down, I've got to really throw power into my punches, into my uppercuts, and I got to use a body mechanic. Versus maybe a straight blast might not have as much force behind it, but it has the speed to make up for it, right? So if I work on speed with empty hand, I just have to wear him down little by little by little by little. The nice part about stick, if it's a stick or a knife or a blade of some sort, I don't have to hit him very hard. I don't have to go, ugh, to hit his hand and defang him, right? I can just go, boop, and that little boop might be ouch, and stop it. Because I'm gonna hit the stick, but pretend that's his finger, and I just go there. I didn't have to go, boom, to make a disarm. If I hit him with that force, most people are gonna be like, ouch, and stop. Same thing on the back of the hand, I'm aiming for here, but the stick is typically representative of that, right? This, yeah, definitely it's gonna hurt him, but that will be enough to disarm in many cases. So the Abanico drills are for, again, they're short in the range of motion, there's less extension, there's less body mechanics, and I can still do, for every one Abanico, I can do 2 angles of attack. So real quickly, this is the normal angle 1 attack in slow motion. Of course, I'm exaggerating. I don't want to leave myself open for that long, but that's an angle 1 and 2. Or, there might be a 3 and 4. This is 1 and 2 is more to the head level. 2 and 3 might be more down up in here, or 3 and 4. So I'm going to do an angle 1 to this side of the neck, to that side of the neck, and then this is the Abanico application. Well, it moves already, so right there, slow. If I do it slow, it's boom, boom. But you see how much the stick moves just with that little wrist. So if I hold my forearm for this drill and I don't move my shoulders, this is just to teach me, I just go 1, 2. That's the Abanico drill. If my palm's up on this side, my palm is down on that side. It's a wrist motion. Or I start on this side, my palm is down here, I can start with the palm down, whip it over, palm up. So it's going to be 1, 2, or 1, 2. I can either start with an angle 1 to an angle 2, or start from an angle 2 to an angle 1. Now you also have some range. If you want to add a little bit more power from just this little wrist, I can do it off, slide it off a plane here. Use a little bit more body without my full body being involved. So my full body is being moved normally, but not as exaggerated. Now I'm not moving anything, it's just my wrist, but I can feel it's a little bit harder on the grip to hold it tight when I do a downward palm strike in this case. So I take my opposite hand and I can slide it within this plane. Or I can take a stick and I can slide it within this plane. So I can go from here and look at my elbow, kind of move with it. And that's a little different than me doing this motion, right, and dropping it. So if you say, hey, my max dropping point, I can drop my hand as long as I don't drop my elbow. So this is telling your elbow on an Abanico drill, I can slide across my plane and get additional power off my Abanico, right? 1, 2. This is without elbow moving. This is with sliding my elbow. I can hit a larger plane. Or I start from this side and it slides down and slides over. And that's still an Abanico drill when it's fast. 1, 2. Or I don't move my elbow, 1, 2, a little less power. And there's more power when I take away that line and I allow my elbow to swing, but again, it's a sacrifice in the openings, depending on the situation. And I do the same thing here. I can either put the stick here. First, I'm just going to stationary my target, or I'll just hold it. Palm up, palm down, palm down, palm up. Palm up, palm down, or palm up, or switch sides. If I put my hand here, it slides, it slides. If I put my stick here, it slides, and it slides. I can also put it here. If he puts it downward, right, I can think about the elbow. Instead of me going way up here and way up here and a lot of exposure motion, I can say, okay, I'm just going to lower my squat and slide it along the plane, horizontal plane of my stick or my hand. If he puts it, put it like this in the downward fashion, my thumbs up, twist the wrist, my thumb down. Thumb points up, thumb points down. You visualize that. Down, up, or palm down, palm up, thumb down, thumb up. If I want to do the plain version, here I can go down and up, or up and down. So this just stick kind of helps me in a guiding system without me having to go too much out of plane area and leave more areas open. So practice that drill.